Hey folks, welcome to Market Intraday Analysis by InTheMoneyStocks.com, your leaders in pure technical analysis, avoiding all that Wall Street hype. Today, Tuesday, March 2nd, 2010. Well, the markets today are slightly positive across the board on extremely, and I repeat, extremely light volume. The volume right now is 84 million on the SPY as we're approaching 2 p.m., just 2 hours before the market does close. It's looking like it could be even lighter volume than yesterday, as you can see the intraday SPY 10-minute chart in front of you. Now, we're going to go over what's going on in this market. We're seeing some pretty nice moves in some certain stocks that we've highlighted in the Research Center and given out entries, and I'll cover those in a little bit. But number one, the Dow is up about 37 points. NASDAQ is up 16, and the S&P 500 is up about 6.5. So you're seeing a decent little update today. Nothing major to write home about, not like yesterday, but nonetheless continued upside action in this market. Now, right now, you are seeing the markets inch higher just on the last couple candles of the 10-minute up here. That's a direct result of a little bit of a drop here in the dollar. The dollar, again, is repeating day after day what we're seeing here, and that's keeping this market up. And what we're seeing is the dollar fading all day long. It gaps up generally or opens just flat to positive, makes sometimes a little move at the open, and then swallows it up and goes all the way down, selling off all day long. And what that's doing is really keeping the market from dumping out. Yesterday, you can see it got a little bit of a move as the dollar started to fall and then went sideways and was held up the rest of the day. Today, same thing. Initially, you got a little bit of a move up in the dollar that caused a little selling here, and then since then, the dollar has just really gone down, 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 a little bit of a blip here, and then down, down, down on the dollar again. And you can see the market's actually moving to the highs of the day here on the back of that move. All right, now just to show you the UUP chart, which is the dollar index, look at this, last 2 days, and that's enough, believe it or not. That little bit of a move down is enough to keep this market positive. Now, you can make a case who's doing that, what's going on there. Is it just the dollar's overbought? And part of it is that, no doubt about it. The dollar is overbought, but you can also make a case that there's a concerted effort to make sure the dollar stays weak here so the markets can stay afloat and continue to move up, or at least try to continue to move back towards the double top on the SPY at 115. Now, the question is, does it get there? Well, that's something our premium subscribers generally know, and we do not release to the outer worlds here. But in any case, to go over the SPY intraday, let's focus on that. And again, just so you guys know, again, we focus on the intraday here in the intraday video. We don't really release weekly or daily key levels or calls. We don't give out swing trades and so forth. That's reserved for the Research Center. You get that as part of the Research Center with everything else listed under Research Center at InTheMoneyStocks.com. Now, just looking at this chart right off the bat, folks, what I am seeing here is a double top coming into play, just a minor double top right here. At the very high of the day, you're retesting that, so that's going to be minor resistance. If you get through that, then you have major resistance at the 113.05, 113.10 level on the upside of the SPY. So if we did get through here, you could trail up a little bit throughout the day, maybe another 30 cents or 35 cents on the SPY to the upside. If you start to come back in, and again, we have to see where this candle closes, but if you start to fall back down, you need to take away this 20 moving average. See how the market just has hugged that 20? Now, why can't it break that 20 that whole time? Simply put, it's just the volume, folks. There's no volume behind it, not enough selling pressure. And remember, when there's light volume out there, you see basically the psychology of the market come to the forefront, which is generally everyone is positive, right? If you're not positive, they medicate you, so for depression and so forth. So you're going to see that general sideways to up move in the market when the volume is extremely light. That's what we're seeing today, and why you just bounced up here. And again, the dollar is coming in here just a little bit, and that's pushing this market up beautifully right on this last candle, taking out the high of the day just fractionally right now by a couple pennies. All right, now again, on the downside, if you take out that 20 moving average, it also coincides with this green trend line. There's another trend line below here right around the 50 that you have to watch, plus this little pink area right in here at the 112.25. 112.25, 112.20 area is good support. If you take that out, look for the 50 moving average and then this trend line to the downside. Ultimately, if you take that all out, you would come back to gap fill it right around 111.90. A break of the 112 is really what you'd see there in that instance. All right, we're just about to hit the 2 o'clock time frame. Look at how we are pulling back. They're trying to hold this double top in check. At least you do see some resistance there. But one of the key calls, again, that I gave out yesterday, folks, a good little call here from yesterday. We gave out PALM. And again, this was a no-brainer, folks. I can't tell you, but this went out at an exact call. And again, it's time-stamped on the website under the Research Center. We give it to the chat room, and then we timestamp it for the Research Center. This call went out yesterday that I picked it up at 583. 583, I called it out as a long play. I said, no-brainer here, it's going to bounce. And sure enough, look at where we are now, from 583 to 635, folks. We're approaching a 10% gain on this in about, if it gains another 5-6 6 cents. It will be a 10% gain officially. And again, that's a huge gain, a one-day gain from yesterday to today of 10% on PALM. Now, I know a lot of people were bearish out there. That makes me even more bullish. When I see amateurs bearish or making negative comments on it, I start to salivate and lick my chops and get ready to buy that. Beautiful call right there. You can see up 42 cents alone today after closing just above our entry yesterday and then continuing up. And again, ultimately, this could go to $7. A bounce to 7 would not shock me whatsoever. But bottom line is, this was given to the research center, 10% in one day. $49.99, folks. Think about that. $49.99. You get everything listed on the research center, including calls that pretty much are no-brainer 10% moves that no one else is giving out, basically, because they're too scared to go into it and they don't understand the psychology of the markets or the technicals of the markets. All right, so there Palm is, guys. A beautiful bounce on Palm should continue. Again, looking almost at a 10% gain already. Break-even stop is in, and again, probably take some off the table at 10% when it gets there. Going back to a couple other stocks here, Goldman Sachs is a very strong stock today. Key stocks in this market are Goldman Sachs and financials today. Financials leading the way. You also have some good strength coming out on the technology stocks again. Technology was strong yesterday. It is strong again today, but Goldman Sachs here really leading the charge, up $3 on the day. Even JP Morgan is having a decent day, although it has sold off from the highs, just up 9 cents. Bank of America down 2 cents, and Wells Fargo. Let's take a look at Wells Fargo, up 75 cents. So really Goldman Sachs, Wells Fargo are the best performers today. Wells Fargo here up 75 cents, and Goldman Sachs up $3. Technically speaking, you can see that Wells Fargo seems to be consolidating choppy in a choppy range. You have a little bit of a top right here, a little bit of a bottom here, and now you're chopping up and down side to side here. And again, the question is, does it break out above here or does it break here? One or the other, and you'll make a big move in that direction. All right. Taking a look at a couple of the other stocks, ExxonMobil today. ExxonMobil is up about 32 cents. That's a nice gain on Exxon, no doubt about it. And again, that's all about the dollar. As the dollar fades, remember, it pushes oil up. If oil goes up, then it's going to cause commodity stocks like ExxonMobil to deal in oil, or Chevron, or these kind of stocks to go higher. And sure enough, ExxonMobil's near the highs of the day, and so is the market, right? Makes sense. All right, in addition, Chevron, you can take a look at Chevron having a great day today, up almost $1 on CVX as well. All right, taking a look at a couple commodity plays here. Apple Computer up $1 and change. Now, Apple does have a little bit of resistance up in this range, right around 110 to 111 area. There is some resistance there. But another stock that's having a decent day here is Amazon. Amazon was higher, is pulling back, is now making an in-spirit of bull flag. But look at the move yesterday, folks. That was an impressive move. If you take a look at your daily chart, it's kind of fascinating here. This is the only daily I'm going to show. You're trying to close above this 50 moving average. If you close above this 50 today, it could open up a move up until this resistance up here at 130. 130 would be your next spot of resistance, give or take a little bit on Amazon, should you close above this 50 moving average today. If you pull back below, could be a very bearish candle with a little bit of a tail at the top to watch on this, all right? So those are two little technology plays to watch. Also, research in motion is an interesting play because you have a little bit of an attempt here to get above this little pivot. You haven't gotten above it yet, but it's this is a gap window, a major gap window that you have to watch, and we'll see if it gets above by the end of the day. All right, folks, that's really all for today. There's obviously some other keys in the market, but I'm going to save those for the research center, and I'll give the guys the outlook. And notice again, spiders are having a lot of trouble getting over this little intraday double top area. And again, we'll watch to see if it gets above. You could head to 113. If not, you actually could sell off towards the lows of the day before the end of the day comes. So keep an eye on this pivotal point. You're really at a pivotal key area right now on this market. All right. Again, tomorrow ADP jobs numbers. We're going to highlight everything you need to know about that tonight in the research center. Plus, I'm going to give out any new swing trades that I've initiated or posted in the hot charts and alerts and give you guys an outlook on where to expect them to go. Take care, folks. As always, join the research center, join the chat room, make some money. Don't be a piker. Let's get going. Talk to you soon.